Hi there, welcome back, and today we are going to be talking about a piece of software which I think probably more than any other piece of software that I've used over the last 10 years has really changed my life, revolutionized the way that I am able to keep a track of ideas and find references and to cite references. And this program is called Endnote, and I'm really looking forward to introducing to you to some of its most important functions, demonstrating how it works, and pointing you to places, YouTube video series as well as books where you can learn more about this, because ultimately these webinar series, this research skills webinar series, is only really able to help you get started. And so I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks very much. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Endnote, and it's no exaggeration to say that more than any other program that I've discovered over the last 10 years, Endnote has most radically changed the way that I go about my work, and I quite frankly, I just can't understand why anyone would not want to use it or even give it a go. This is a specific example of a wider issue which I'll be mentioning more than once, that I understand that there's a learning curve to learning every program, and that it requires time and that people have limited time, but I do think that it's a wise thing to prioritize learning these skills, learning different software skills, and the more software programs you learn, the easier it becomes. And Endnote is a very important program for you to get to grips with. It is really worth the while. And so let's talk about this. There are a number of functions in Endnote, and I probably won't get to talk about all these with you. But one of the most powerful ones is that it automatically imports citations. It can do this from a range of programs, and I will demonstrate these to you. You can go within the Endnote. There is the facility to be able to trawl through a range of online libraries. You can automatically download citations from, for example, the Library of Congress. Just a quick comment about that. When you are downloading, except when you are downloading citations, Endnote references from journals, if you're using Library of Congress, and as I will show later, Google Scholar, you do have to check that everything has been inputted correctly. A common mistake is that edited volumes are down as monographs, sole authored works, which is not the case. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to demonstrate the way in which I can import references, Endnote references from Google Scholar. And so what I'll do now is I will be going to my browser, and so let me go here. So you'll see here, let me demonstrate this. Let me show you about what I can do here. Let me first of all open up Endnote. For those who have not seen Endnote before, this is what it looks like. You'll see here I've got a number of online libraries selected, and this allows me to, why don't I do search for a book. What should we call this? What are we interested in? Let's just see what comes up for Siam. You'll see that it's look how many references there are with Siam. So let's just narrow this down, 2015, and there are 12 references in the Library of Congress. for 2015. I'll be mentioning this a number of times. This is a very good way for you to be isolating which are the most recent publications. Sometimes when you do a very broad search, you're inundated, and it's a... Okay, so I demonstrated just now that I can go into Endnote. Let's go back to Endnote, and I can go to the Library of Congress, and I can download books. I can download for authors. I can download for... You can see that here I can add different fields. I can trawl through some of the biggest libraries in the world for citations. I can also, in Google Scholar, one of the many functions of Google Scholar which I'm going to be mentioning, is that in Google Scholar, if I see a reference that I like the look of, I press Cite, I press Endnote, and you'll see it's in here already, and I press that, and I put it into this Endnote library, and there it is. I don't have to do any inputting. Okay, let's try and go back here. What is also true is that most journal websites, so this is a journal that I read regularly, Indonesia and the Malay World. I can go to a journal website, and I click on the article, and I can go download citation. Okay, so one of the many functions of Endnote is that Endnote is a reference management system, and I can import citations from remote libraries. I can import citations from Google Scholar, and I can also import citations, Endnote references, or from journals. Okay, but wait, there's more. Okay, there are a number of functions of Endnote, and I have a couple of comments about things that you should maybe avoid doing in the short term, and my reasons for warning you about, for example, inputting, downloading a reference and then downloading a PDF and then putting the PDF into the Endnote library. I have reasons for personally not doing that and not advocating that people do that, and the most important reason is that it will turn your Endnote library into it will be just enormous, especially if you start inputting big PDFs. Perhaps you're a historian and you're working with PDFs of 19th century, 18th century texts that are now freely available on archive sites. If you start pulling that into Endnote, your Endnote library file is going to be absolutely enormous, and I would advocate keeping those two separate. I also would recommend that you only have one Endnote library. And again, you may remember on the first webinar I said that I was keen for you to learn from some of my mistakes. Sometimes when you, and my general attitude is that it's best for you to put everything into one folder, and for you to manage your content, get familiar with the content by using metadata, by using tags, by using keywords, by using labels, instead of having separate folders. Why? Because often one book or one article or one reference work could be filed in more than one place, and so where do you go? But as your career develops, it is far better for you to have all of your references in one library, so that when you recite your works as you are revising, you won't get problems with Endnote not being able to find the right reference. And often you input references incorrectly, and if you have one reference in more than one library, then you are going to get confused about which one you should be using. And so this is a specific example of a general rule. But if we use Endnote, this is going to put the end to your referencing, your citation woes. And I think that most people, while you were an undergraduate, found the system of citing your sources to be very confusing, and this was probably something which caused you to lose marks. And I will be demonstrating, perhaps in the next video, I'll be demonstrating about how you use the Endnote cite while you write function, but there are a number of ways that you can simplify that. And so after this video, we will be doing a quick demonstration of what cite like you write using this program Endnote, using the references that you have downloaded from remote libraries or from Google Scholar or from journals in your works. Okay, so we will do a few practice runs in the next video. So Innote has revolutionized my life. It's done this in a number of ways, and just now I've demonstrated about how you can use Endnote to locate references. You can trawl enormous libraries, trawling for material which is of relevance to your research. You can use Google Scholar, and you can be using trawling through your library website, looking at the journal web pages, downloading Endnote references automatically. If you do that, please make sure that all of the details are correct. There are a few bugs there. And in the next video, I'm going to be citing the way that you, demonstrating the way that you can use the cite while you write function. How do we cite the references that we have downloaded automatically? You'll see in the video below a link to a book on using Endnote, but there are also many training videos. If you were to download Endnote, look for Endnote in Google, you'll immediately be taken to an Endnote website where there are about 70 training videos, and I warmly recommend those to you. As we say, there is no pain. If there's no pain, there's no gain. Okay, so you are going to have to decide about whether you are wanting to spend the time to get to learn these amazing software programs. So it's been great chatting with you, and